Good morning, everybody. My name is Cassandra, and welcome back to my space, my channel, whatever you want to call it. Today, it's going to be hot this afternoon, but it's going to be cold the rest of the week, and I feel like a roast. Mainly because this one is from June of 2022. It's been a while. It's a big one. It's a big rump roast. I'm going to crack it open. I don't think it should have a whole bunch of fat on it, so it's just going to stay in there. Today I'm going to do it a little differently because I have an au jus seasoning mix. I have my personal ranch seasoning that doesn't have the buttermilk powder in it because I try to stay away from dairy. Some banana ring peppers, and I'm going to oven fry my potatoes instead of putting them in my pan, but I am going to throw my onion in the bottom just so my roast doesn't sit directly into the juices. But I'm going to... I think it's a Mississippi pot roast, but usually they use chuck for that, so it's going to be a little bit different. But hopefully the flavors are similar, and it tastes good at the end. Because I'm starting a lot later than I was hoping for, so it should still get about 7 hours of cook time. Let's get going. Okay, well, first things first, I gotta get this onion chopped up. And I had to switch onions, because my first onion had a soft spot that I didn't realize, and I didn't want to eat that. So... most of these are really old. I haven't felt like cooking for a few weeks. I just haven't been in the mood. Personal stuff, appointments, everything from school starting. I've been making really easy stuff that didn't involve any sort of extras. I also think I have green beans in my freezer. I might dig those out and roast them with my potatoes, some carrots. Sounds pretty good. I'm just gonna leave them like that so I have something to put my roast on top of. Usually I'd dice it up, but I don't have potatoes. This is gonna work as my potatoes. Okay. I don't care if my onion fingers get into anything. But my roast, I don't know if it's gonna leak. I don't think it's 100% thawed out, but it's been pulled out 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 3 days. So it's tight. Ooh, fancy. I don't really want a tied roast. Should I leave it tied? I'm taking the tie off. I'm taking the tie off. And some scissors. Butcher twine. Really good tie. Old school butcher. You know, making soap wraps all nice and pretty. Let's see. Nice little rump roast. If you don't know what a rump roast looks like, look at all that marbling too. This must have been from a good beef when I got it. I don't remember. I say yes to almost anything if it involves food and I don't have to pay for it. So, let me wash my hands real quick. Alright, so I never do this kind of roast. I usually have a bunch of juice in the bottom with my potatoes and stuff, but I'm going to try to do it like people do it with the other roasts. Hopefully it'll settle down a little bit as it cooks. I'm going to do some au jus. Basically, I don't need to have salt or anything because between this and my ranch seasoning and the banana peppers, it's not going to need it. It's a lot of... I don't know. I've never done these. It always seems weird to me, but, you know, gotta try something new every once in a while. Since my ranch seasoning doesn't have the, buttermilk powder, I only need like a couple teaspoons of it instead of tablespoons because basically everything else but the buttermilk. I don't want to overpower anything. And I think they use the whole pepperoncinis, but this is what I have. I'm going to use like half the jar with some of the liquid just for some extra flavor and some cooking liquid. I don't know. I don't think I'll eat the peppers. They'll probably get thrown away at the end because it seems a little weird to me. Give ourselves a nice little 1/4 cup of liquid. Smells pretty good. Okay, I think that's it for seasoning. I'm going to toss this in my crock pot. I'm hoping for 7 hours on it, but we'll check it. I hope I don't have to cook it any longer than that, or else I'm going to be eating really late. So I don't have to worry about my sides for a while. So I'll be back when it's time to start on my potatoes and everything else. When I decide what I'm going to make with it. Not quite sure, but anyways, see you in a bit. So my roast is about an hour away from being done. I'm gonna start on my potatoes. I'm just gonna dice them up to bite-sized pieces and season them with some oil today. I usually do butter, but I'm feeling kind of lazy at the moment. I've been doing random chores all day, trying to get everything done for my week. I have my oven about 375. It's like half my bag of potatoes, so it's probably about pound and a half potatoes. Alright, I'm gonna get these finished dicing up and then pick up my seasonings for them. Got my potatoes all diced up, got some oil. It's not gonna be as good as it would be with butter, but it's a little bit better for me. And I'm probably gonna open up a can of mixed vegetables, probably. My stash. Seasoning blend has like a little bit of everything. I'm going to add quite a bit. No one wants plain potatoes. I need some salt because it's a salt-free mix. Not sure why I got a salt-free mix. At some point I got a salt-free mix. Probably should have sprayed my pan first, but oh well, too late for that. I don't think it'll make much of a difference. So let's get them all flat down so they can start browning as they're cooking. And then we'll flip it halfway through and hopefully they'll taste good. I like the seasoning, so it should taste fine. I'm gonna toss this in for about 20 minutes, flip it, and then cook it until they're nice and golden brown, cooked through. That's about it for these. Easy peasy side, and wait for my roast to get done. Alright, my potatoes are done. I think they look pretty good to me. I don't really like a whole lot of char and stuff like some people do. I have a couple that are a little crispy, but past that, that's done. Just waiting a little bit longer to cook my roast, and hopefully it's nice and tender. And we'll see what the juice situation looks like. If I want to turn it into gravy or just leave it totally liquidy. It doesn't really matter. And I have my can of mixed vegetables on the stove warming up. It's almost time to eat. We got a pot roast. It's not quite as tender as I'm used to, but it's also a rump roast, not tenderloin or something like that. So I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. I have to get it out and probably use a knife to chop it up a little bit, but it's nice and tender. I tried a little bite, so I know it's not tough. It's just not the same kind of roast I'm used to. It's only been about 6.5 hours, but it is time to eat, so it's good as it's gonna get. It smells really good. Tastes pretty good. I probably could have used more of the ranch seasoning than I did, but I think it's passable. Not my best work, but it's also a 2-year-old roast, so, you know, can't have too high expectations on that sort of thing. However, I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to get it out of the juices, let it sit, and then make my plate. And then it'll be time to eat. Okay, it is time to eat. As you see, as it cooled off, I was able to get it to shred pretty easily, so it's going to be a lot more tender than I thought it was going to be, which is good. And I don't mind the little bits of fat, because I'm weird. The only thing I'm missing is some kind of bread. I do technically have French bread in my fridge, but it's getting hot. I don't feel like turning my oven back on, so we are just going to make do with what we have. I have onions and those bell peppers in here, and the juices. I think that looks pretty good. What do you think? Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed my little video. If you do, toss me a like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Later!